Alton Towers is one of the biggest theme parks anywhere in the world, and we have it right on our doorstep here in the UK. It is a park full of fantastically magical themed areas, and those themed areas are full of great roller coasters and other rides and attractions and dark rides, often with great backstories and great themes, and it really does immerse you into feeling special in the park. It really is a magical theme park. You know, it isn't just, you know, an attraction filled park with these rides that are plonked down in the middle of a concrete field or a car park. You know, every story is accompanied by a great ride here, great theming, and you really feel like you've been transported to another world when you're in this park. And with such a magical park, such a big park with so much going on, there is obviously a lot of secrets to be had at Alton Towers. In today's video, I'm going to be going over just a few little secrets and hidden facts that not everyone might know about the park, and if you do find these interesting, I'd love to know. You know, once again, this park is so big, I'm sure there's so many different secrets I could go over and little facts. These are just things I'm thinking off the top of my head right now. I could probably do multiple of these videos if you are interested, or I could do videos like this for other theme parks, other large parks if you're interested, if you do like this kind of video, and also leave any sort of hidden secrets and facts that you might know about Alton Towers that I've missed out on this video that I might potentially use in a future video in the future. So if you do enjoy this video today, talking about all the hidden secrets and facts regarding Alton Towers, please do give the video a like. It massively helps out the channel. Subscribe to Coasternaut for more videos like this in the future, and let's get into some hidden secrets and facts about Alton Towers. Now, one thing to note is about the Smiler's queue. When you first actually enter, or before you enter the ride I should say, when you're actually looking at the entrance of the coaster, there's actually 14 CCTV cameras. If you actually look, when you next go to Alton Towers and you're about to go on the Smiler, one of the best coasters in the world, a record-breaking coaster, you know, just take a second before you go on. If you look at the main entrance, the Smiler sign, fantastic music, there's 14 CCTV cameras on that entrance, and that actually represents one CCTV camera for every inversion. As I said, this is the record-breaking coaster for the most inversions anywhere in the world. There are 14 inversions on the Smiler, and it's really cool little details like that I'm talking about in this video. 14 CCTV cameras placed around the entrance sign of the Smiler to represent all of the little inversions, and you know, it fits well in the theme. You don't actually notice it, but it's really cool. It's fantastic. Sticking with the Smiler, actually, when you get through the outside section of the queue, and when you pass into the indoor section, there is a few little hidden secrets and facts in here as well. For anyone that doesn't know, this ride actually planned to open in March 2013, but it did actually open a little bit delayed, and this was put down to, you know, they didn't specifically say why, but it's delays in building and painting, and I think it was put down to the poor weather over the winter at the time, 2012 to 2013 winter, when they were actually building the coaster. So some of like the little minor touches and building theming wise took a bit longer, and therefore it opened a bit delayed into the season. But when you're actually inside now, there is some like paintbrushes still that are stuck to the ceiling. It's like little hidden props. It can be a bit hard at times to see these because of the strobe lighting in the darkness. But you know, it's yellow bricks and ceiling in there. There's black lines, but these black lines fade into white with paintbrushes still stuck to the ceiling. And this is just a bit of a nod to the fact that, you know, the building work took a bit longer than it should have done. The paint work took a bit longer than it should have done. And I think it's really cool. You know, once again, it fits into this sort of correctional facility that the Smiler is all themed about. And you know, unless you're looking out for these things, you might just think, you know, this is a great aspect of theming at the Alton Towers theme park. But you know, a really cool little nod here. And just finally on the Smiler, once you've actually finished the ride and you're going through the exit pathway towards the gift section, can be hard to see because obviously you're in a dark tunnel, not many lights, and it's all black as well. But there's actually one of the floor panels isn't the same as the other floor panels. One of them is actually a black glass plane. Now, this was meant to offer a view down into the ride's indoor section before the first lift hill, where you have that inversion, the pre-lift section. However, because they didn't actually choose to put lighting in that section, it is actually too dark to see anything through, and they didn't want to actually ruin the ride experience and have lights on the pre-lift section. So in fact, this glass pane just isn't really used for anything. You can't actually see anything through this pane, but you know, it's a really interesting fact. And one final tiny minor detail on the Smiler, obviously most people do know this one, but it's not really a secret. One of their final few inversions, or the two final inversions, is actually known as the Staffordshire Knot. This is obviously an ode to the fact that the coaster is from Staffordshire. It's built in Alton in Staffordshire, and therefore this was the first time that this coaster element had ever been built, and they named this after the area and called it the Staffordshire Knot, which is really interesting. Talking about coasters that haven't actually been built at the park now, you know, before Nemesis was built, this was actually the first major coaster to come to Alton Towers, and this was obviously dubbed the Secret Weapon 2. For anyone that doesn't know, a lot of Alton's major coasters go under the Secret Weapon program before they've been built, so Nemesis was Secret Weapon 2. Now, that begs the question of why was the first major coaster to come to Alton Secret Weapon 2? You know, if there's been no other major coaster before that, what was the first Secret Weapon? Now, that was actually a cancelled project that never ended up happening. In the same area of land where Nemesis was built over in Forbidden Valley, a B&M inverted coaster was not the original plan for Alton Towers. John Wardley, who's worked on many of the amazing coasters at Alton Towers, such as Nemesis, Galactica and Oblivion, much of these world's first or record-breaking coasters, originally planned for an Arrow pipeline coaster to come in here. You know, we didn't actually see this concept ever get built from Arrow, but at the time of Nemesis being built and just before that, Arrow were one of, if not the biggest and best coaster manufacturer in the world. They were so innovative, they often broke inversion records, they broke height records with coasters like the big one and Maximum XL 200. They, you know, created coasters like the Fourth Dimension coaster in X over at Magic Mountain, and one of their prototype coasters was this pipeline coaster. And I think originally this was designed to be, you know, one of the biggest and best new coaster concepts out there, but it was just designed a bit too differently from what the park wanted, and they ended up going with the B&M project in Nemesis instead. I think in the long run, it's obviously probably a lot better than what was originally planned. We know we did never see one of these Arrow pipeline coasters, and I think it would have been a really cool addition to see that come to the park. A slightly more famous coaster that never came to the park, but I think, you know, a lot of people do know about and wish did actually come to the park, was the Cross Valley wooden coaster. Wicker Man was the first wooden coaster to ever come into Alton Towers when it opened in 2018, but before that, long before that, they originally planned to have a wooden coaster go from over towards where Rita and 13 are now, go all the way down the valley through the gardens and up towards, you know, Galactica and Nemesis in Forbidden Valley, turn around and come back down. It was just a very simple coaster, you know, nothing either side of it really. There was a lift hill, then down the valley, all the way back up, a short turnaround in Forbidden Valley, and then back down actually through the Garden Valley again. This would have been a fantastic coaster. It would have been one of the biggest wooden coasters in the world. However, much like many other plans at Alton Towers, this one actually fell through because of noise complaints and noise fears from the locals, and the destruction of wildlife in the gardens itself. And I think, you know, I do understand all of that. I don't want to see the destruction of wildlife. It is a beautiful area. The landscaping around Alton Towers is what makes it one of the most unique and beautiful theme parks anywhere in the world. But, you know, there's no denying that something like this, a Cross Valley wooden roller coaster, would have been another standout coaster in the collection that Alton Towers has, and would really put it on the map as having one of the best wooden coasters in the world. But that is actually it for today's video. You know, I could easily think of quite a few more. I've got things like Wicker Man, I think things like, you know, Corkscrew, that's no longer at the park, Oblivion as well. But what are your takes on these secrets I've said so far? Did you know all of these secrets, or some of this brand new information to you today? I'd love if you knew some of these minor details. This was mostly focusing on the smile of this one and some previous coasters that never actually got built at the park. You know, like I say, I've got secrets about coasters that are still there, such as Oblivion. But, you know, so much can be said about such a fantastic park like this. There's, you know, so many things going on in all the little hidden nooks and crannies, lots of folk tales, lots of hidden stories going on, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on the video down below in the comment section below. Tell me all of your secrets. I'm really interested to see if you guys know anything that I've not seen before online, and it might be something personal experiences, personal little secrets and facts. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe to the Coasternaut channel for more videos like this in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.